My name is Barnabas Mugwanya from the Pearl of Africa, Uganda. I have done this business for 2.5 years. I am a global ambassador, part of the Millionaire Circle, part of the Speakers Bureau Uganda Batch 1. I'm a leader of a very dynamic, one of the most dynamic teams in Uganda, the Flying Eagles, and it's an opportunity to be here. I'm just here to share with you my personal story and how this great opportunity in AIM Global has changed my life. I'm born from the deepest villages of Uganda. I never saw my dad because he died when I was still young. I grew up with my mother who had never gone to school. And we used to prepare wallet, liquor, as our source of income in a grass-thatched house. So Mom always encouraged me to study and get grades and get a good job. She repeated that statement 1,000,000 times. So for me, I limited my success in life to one thing: when I get a job. So I started. Next. You go to the next slide. I started. This is my life before. Quickly. Next slide. This is me in the deepest villages of Uganda. Next slide. So my mom always told me go to school and get son. If I had studied, we wouldn't be suffering the way I'm suffering. So I went to school with one thing: if I get a job, I will live my dreams. So next slide. I went to secondary school and then I got a job at Alliance School Nansana. Next slide. But when I got a job, this is me in the checked house and the checked shirt. When I got a job, I was the most disappointed because I was being paid less than $40 a month. When I was young, I had many dreams, but the more I worked, the farther away I walked away from my dreams every year. Next slide. I tried many other businesses in order to expand my income. Some of the businesses I tried was breaking many here. Next slide. Next slide. That is another business I tried. Why trying all those businesses? Because I had dreams. I was born in poverty. I grew up in poverty. I hated poverty. So I wanted to live a different life. Next slide. So that is another business I started, trying to expand my income, to make the ends meet. The more I tried to make the ends meet, the more the ends moved in parallel directions. They never met. Next slide. And that's another business I tried in Uganda. Next slide. So for so many years, I lived a stagnant life, working very hard, but living a very miserable life. But what turned around my life? Next slide. So I had these dreams, I didn't know how to fulfill my dreams. Next slide. But a day came when a friend invited me to a meeting. I tried network marketing before I became so disappointed. But now, a friend invited me. To cut the long story short, it was a global meeting. I didn't have the money to sign up, but I did whatever it takes to get the money. Next slide. What have I achieved in AIM Global? Next slide. Number 1, I have achieved financial freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, there is what we call financial freedom. That thing exists when you have a lot of money and you can decide what to do with money. Next slide. This is me. A man from the deepest villages of Uganda being recognized by board of directors as top 2 in Uganda. What am I saying? Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your dreams. Next slide. It has given me good family life. Next slide. This is me. It has changed my means of transport. For all the businesses I have shared with you, I did not even buy a bicycle. But 2.5 years in Global, this was my first car. This is my second car. Next slide. And ladies and gentlemen, next slide. This is my third car. Very soon coming. Power! Power! Next slide. It has changed me from my lifestyle. I travel around East Africa and other countries. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Those are some of the troubles. This is the first anniversary, 10th anniversary. We are here. Next slide. I have bought lands. Next slide. I have bought lands, a lot of lands in Uganda. Next slide. This I used to rent. But now I'm sleeping. I so unfortunate I don't have the current picture of my home. You will see the other home. If it can happen to me, it can happen to you. That's the next slide. But it has given me the opportunity as I'm concluding. This in Able Global, you don't only change your life. This is an opportunity to touch other people's lives. In my team, there is a wonderful leader. This lady grew up from the deepest villages of Uganda. She did not have the opportunity to go for further studies. So she has no any certificate, academic certificate. No office could employ her in the world. So the world, whenever she tried to get jobs, nobody could accommodate her. You are a failure, go back to the village. You are a failure, go back to the village. And ladies and gentlemen, I talked for after joining Able Global, all people refused to join. You are a failure. You are now starting working products. I talked to many people and they refused. This was the first person to believe in me because she was my friend. She was my friend because both of us were poor. So she joined the business. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Now, this lady, the world referred to us as a failure when she embraced the opportunity in Able Global. Let me tell you, she's Uganda's top 7. Uganda's top 7. She's part of the millionaire circle. The person the world referred to as a failure. Next slide. This is our first car. This is our second car. With no college, no anything, no academic documents, but she's next slide. This is when she was being recognized, a person who has no any document in life, as Uganda's top 7. Next slide. This lady has made it to Philippines for 2 consecutive years. Do you want to see this lady? Do you want to see this lady? Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Uganda's top 7. So, it has not changed my life alone. Able Global will change your community. They told you you never build your own house. Able Global will help you. They told you you are a failure. Able Global will accommodate you. Ladies and gentlemen, as I'm concluding, next slide. All these people have met, they have come to Philippines. They are seated in the national delegates today. All these people, the retired banker. This is the lady the world referred to us as a failure. Today she's a multi-millionaire. And I told her, Liz, the world called you a failure. Called been a failure. We are now multi-millionaires. Why don't I propose? So let's give her a big hand clap as she goes back. Ladies and gentlemen, as I'm concluding, next slide, as I'm concluding, I want to conclude by giving thanks. I don't know where I would be today if I had not seen this opportunity. So I thank the board of directors for having such a vision to transform humanity. I thank AIM Global Administrative Team in Uganda, led by Mr. Joboy Tixon. Come on, Ugandans! He has been a great blessing to us. Mr. Renz has been a great blessing to us. Coach John Guy, our international coach, we love you so much. And of course, I want to give thanks to my uplines, Madam Major Boss, Mr. Michael Sanda, DME from Nigeria, the leaders of P7, the Dynamic 7 in the Philippines. We love you so much. Mr. Richard, we love you so much, the Dynamic 7. And also, I would like to thank AIM Global Uganda family, the Crossline team, Mr. Elias Moz, who is one of my good friends and also a great leader of visionaries. We love you so much. Together we are changing our communities, together we are changing, we are making this world a better place to live. But above all, I want to thank the Almighty God, because this is a God-sent opportunity to change human life. God bless you so much. I love you so much. See you at the top, because the bottom is always overcrowded.